Greetings from Tokyo. This is Daisuke Beppu, and I hope you are all doing well. Today, if you'll permit me, I'd like to show you the films that I have that are in the Slasher collection from 88 Films. Last time I made a video wherein I showed my Italian collection Blu-rays that were from the 88 Films label. The 88 Films label is one from the United Kingdom, and it specializes in genre horror and maybe cult horror or low-budget horror, grindhouse, that sort of thing. So these films are not necessarily mainstream. Some of them I think are quite interesting, and a few of them are, I would say that they are quite excellent actually. And the 88 Films Blu-rays are very interesting because some of them are arranged in what they call collections. There's the Italian collection, which has giallo films, Italian horror, zombie films, Italian police thrillers. And then there's another collection called the Slasher Films Collection, which is what I want to show you today. And let's see. So, without further ado, let me just show you what the Slasher Films Collection are. Let's see, what is it? It's called Slasher Classics Collection. So Slasher Classics Collection from 88 Films. And so what I'd like to do is, with all of my collection videos, I just want to let you know that these are not review comments. I'm not going to be going into the substantive aspects of these releases or of the films themselves. If you want, I might try to make another video or videos later that deal with specifics of some of these films. But for now, let me just show you what I have in terms of a collection. So, number one is Graduation Day. There you go. And number two, Mother's Day. Number three, Don't Go in the Woods Alone. This is a very wacky slasher film. I've never seen a film quite like this before, actually. Number four, Splatter University. This is a surprisingly effective film. Very chilling conclusion, actually. One of my favorites. Number five, Slaughterhouse. This is one of my favorites, actually. Number six, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. This is not bad. Number seven, and this is probably my favorite release in the 88 Films collection. It's quite a terrible film, but it's almost like it's almost akin to the film. Do you know the film The Room? It was a very famous film. It was so bad. It was so bad it was good, that kind of thing. Well, I think this is along the same lines or in the same vein. So this is Gun Massacre. This is number seven, and I really love this film because it is so bizarre and weird and quite silly and quite stupid in many places, but I mean that with a great deal of affection, because it never ceases to amaze me just how bizarre this film is. Gun Massacre. This is my favorite release from 88 Films. Out of all the films that are in the 88 Films catalog, Gun Massacre is my favorite. Okay, number 8, Dead of Winter. This is a film that I saw when I was a kid, actually, so it's a little bit disturbing for me to watch even now. And number 9, X-Ray. This is a very surprisingly good film. Number 10, The Boogeyman. This is a very famous slasher film. It's quite effective if you haven't seen it. Number 11, yes, so Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. Quite, it's quite creative in some places, actually, but Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain, number 12. I must admit, I'm not too big a fan of this film. I find it a little bit meandering, but it's worth checking out if you haven't heard about it, but I'm not a big fan of it. Number 13, number 14, number 15, The Children of the Corn Trilogy. Okay, so there is the first one, Children of the Corn, which I rather like, actually. I think it's a really fine horror film. Has a really nice resolution. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, which is a very effective sequel. It's much better than I remembered it to be. And Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. It's not my favorite of the trilogy, but it's also quite good. I don't consider myself to be a Children of the Corn enthusiast per se, but I don't think these films are bad at all. I think these films are quite good, especially the first one. Okay, number 16, Scarecrows. Yes, it's a very good film. Number 17, okay, Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. And number 18, Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Now, I admit I don't really like these sequels, the Sleepaway Camp sequels, because I'm so much a fan of the original Sleepaway Camp. But they are not bad, but there's just something amiss. If it's called Sleepaway Camp, there's something not quite in sync with the original film. But they are not bad films per se, but the first Sleepaway Camp is a hard act to follow, I think. Anyway, number 19, Scalps. This is a pretty effective film. It's the first time I'd seen it on this 88 Films release, and it was quite effective, actually. Number 20, Drive-In Massacre. Yes, this is it's okay. It's okay. It's number 21, Prozzy, which is another film that I had seen for the first time on this 88 Films release, and is surprisingly effective. And number 22, The First Power. I really like this film with Lou Diamond Phillips. Okay. Number 23, Intruder. Gosh, this is a pretty far out film. Intruder. Highly recommended. Number 24. This is Mountaintop Motel Massacre. Yes, this is an okay film. I don't think it's my favorite film in the world, but it's not bad. Here's number 25, Return to Horror High. Yes, this is also a pretty memorable film. Number 26, Hide and Go Shriek. Yes, so this is the first time I'd seen this film. and I was pleasantly surprised. It's not the best slasher film I've ever seen, but it's certainly a nice example of what the slasher genre can do. Okay, number 26. This is number 27, Just Before Dawn. And there you go. That's this. It's okay. Number 28, Happy Hell Night. And this is another one that I'd seen for the first time on the 88 Films label, and it's pretty good, actually. And here's one, Luther the Geek, number 29. To be perfectly honest, I've seen this only once, and I'm not too keen on this one, but maybe I should give this one another visit, so maybe I'll set it aside. Okay. Number 30. This is the Toolbox Murders. Now, I was so glad I was able to watch this, because this is quite an infamous film, and for whatever reason I was never able to watch it when I was a little kid, and so I'd always heard about it, and to be able to see it at last on this 88 Films release was quite a nice thing. This is the Toolbox Murders. Okay. Number 30, excuse me. Okay, number 31. Okay, here we go. I haven't seen this film. I've seen this film before, but I haven't seen this on the 88 Films release, so I should watch this on the 88 Films release soon. So this is The House on Sorority Row. This is a really great example of what the slasher genre can do best. It's quite an effective one, so I highly recommend it. So let me put this aside and watch this one of these days, because that's number 31. I should let you know that I don't have 32 and I don't have 33 yet. Actually, they are on order, so they should be coming in maybe next week or the week after. Number 34, Blood Harvest. Now, I haven't seen this yet, so it's still in its plastic wrapping, so I really should see it, but I'm told now that this is out of print, so that's pretty interesting. Anyway, so here's Blood Harvests, and I've heard mixed things about this film, but, you know, a film is a film, so we'll see how, I'll see how I react to this one when I see it. It doesn't seem to me to be that, well, I should take that back. I was going to say something negative about the film, but that's really not fair, because that would be me trying to judge a book by its cover, and I really shouldn't do that. So, yeah, I'll give this one a chance. So, Blood Harvest, number 34. And number 35 is a great one. This is probably one of the great slashers, and this is the reason why I think 88 Films does a great job. This film is this film should be getting more recognition. And number 35, Alice, Sweet Alice. Yes, Alice, Sweet Alice. This is like a how should I explain it? This is like, I don't know. This is like Martin Scorsese trying to do a giallo film. You know, it feels like it was made around the same time as Taxi Driver, so it has that rough New York feel, but it has the sensibilities of a giallo. So it's almost like Martin Scorsese meets Dario Argento, or early Argento anyway. I really love this film. I think it's very frightening. I might get nightmares tonight just thinking about this film again. It's really quite creepy. Okay, so let me just end that video right there, and so I wanted to say thank you very much. I hope that was interesting for you. Again, I think that the 88 Films releases are pretty interesting, although I know that horror films are not for everyone, and they shouldn't be, so you don't have to feel obligated or feel compelled to want to watch any of these if horror is not your thing. I perfectly understand. And especially some of these films from the 88 Films Slasher Classics collection, I think some of them are a little bit, they tend to be a bit intense viewing and quite graphic in some places, so I wouldn't recommend them for anyone, but only if one is very interested in horror films. So with that in mind, I'd like to say thank you very much, and I hope you have a really nice rest of your day. Cheers.